Ever wondered what happens when sitcoms try to teach us life lessons? Well, buckle up for a rollercoaster ride of cringe and questionable morality. Today we're dissecting Full House Season 8, Episode 10, where DJ turns into a sobriety superhero. Michelle grapples with the concept of forgiveness, and Joey, well, he makes a culinary catastrophe. All this wrapped up in a package of cheesy dialogues and over-the-top drama. So, let's dive into the cesspool of questionable life lessons and see what we emerge with, shall we? Oh, the infamous fraternity party scene, because nothing screams wholesome family sitcom like underage drinking, right? Let's dive into the deep end of this pool of irony. So, our very own Kimmy Gibbler decides to have a few too many at a frat party. Ah yes, nothing like a bit of reckless abandon to spice up a family-friendly show. And who comes to the rescue? None other than DJ Tanner, the beacon of righteousness. Now don't get me wrong, DJ's actions are commendable, but the whole scenario feels a bit far-fetched. I mean, it's a fraternity party, not a wine-tasting event at the Ritz. The portrayal of these parties, with their over-the-top extravagance and convenient lack of adult supervision, is as realistic as finding a unicorn in your backyard. And what a heavy-handed moral lesson we are served. DJ becomes a poster child for responsible behavior overnight. She refuses to let her inebriated friend drive. She even takes up the mantle of designated driver. How very noble of her. But one can't help but wonder, where was this sense of responsibility when Kimmy was downing those drinks? Then we have the classic confrontation scene. Kimmy, in her hungover state, accuses DJ of ruining her night. Of course, DJ has the perfect rebuttal up her sleeve. A tragic backstory involving a drunk driver. It's almost as if they're trying to beat us over the head with this message. Subtlety, anyone? The whole fiasco ends on a positive note, though, with Kimmy finally seeing the error of her ways and apologizing. It's a touching moment indeed, but the cynic in me can't help but chuckle at the predictability of it all. And there you have it, the fraternity fiasco in all its glory. A mishmash of unrealistic portrayals, overbearing moral lessons, and conveniently timed epiphanies. Remember kids, friends don't let friends drive drunk. They do, however, let them get wasted at frat parties. Priorities, am I right? Next up, we have the heartwarming tale of Michelle, Nikki, and Alex. Or should I say, the forgiveness fiasco. Oh, the joys of sibling relationships perfectly encapsulated in the Full House universe. Our little Michelle, in a fit of frustration, snaps at the twins, Nikki and Alex, leading to a fallout of epic proportions. Well, as epic as it can get in a family sitcom. The twins, in their adorable innocence, declare that they don't like Michelle anymore. The horror. But plot twist, they don't even know what forgiveness means. Oh, the drama, but fear not, dear viewers. Jesse and Joey are here to save the day, with a lesson in forgiveness. Only their approach is as effective as a chocolate teapot. It's pandemonium, folks. It's like watching a pair of clowns trying to teach quantum physics. The hilarity of it all is simply too much. But wait, there's more. In comes Becky, like a beacon of sanity in a sea of mayhem. She interrupts the lesson before any more damage is done. Perhaps the only sensible thing that happens in this entire subplot. And then Michelle, our wise beyond her years protagonist, takes it upon herself to explain forgiveness to the twins. Here's the kicker, folks. According to Michelle, forgiveness means they know she's sorry and will give her another chance because they love each other. It's as simple as that. It's like she's discovered the secret to world peace. Who knew it was this easy? And just like that, the twins have an epiphany. A light bulb moment, if you will. They forgive Michelle, and all's well that ends well. It's a classic Full House resolution with a neat little bow on top. So, the moral of the story is, if you're mean to your siblings, just tell them what forgiveness means and they'll be forced to forgive you. Sounds legit. I mean, who needs conflict resolution when you have the magic word forgiveness, right? It's the Full House way, folks, and it's as hilarious as it is absurd. And finally, we have Joey's culinary catastrophe. Because nothing says comedy gold like food poisoning, am I right? Now, what is it about sitcom characters and their often disastrous attempts at culinary innovation that tickles our funny bones? In a desperate bid to shake up the taste buds, our lovable Joey decides to merge the worlds of sweet and savory in an unholy matrimony. He concocts what can only be described as a culinary Frankenstein's monster, the flounder tart. That's right, folks. He tries to stuff a perfectly innocent tart with fish instead of a sweet filling. One has to wonder, was Joey inspired by some twisted version of a Scandinavian smorgasbord, or did he simply lose a bet? Whatever his motivation was, the result was a gastronomical disaster of epic proportions. And let's face it, the hilarity ensues not from the creation of this monstrosity, but from the reactions of those brave enough, or perhaps unfortunate enough, to taste it. Poor Stephanie and Jesse, their taste buds will never be the same again. The instant disapproval from Stephanie and Jesse's classic spit-out rejection, a testament to the fact that some things are not meant to be tampered with. It's almost as if the universe is saying, Joey, stick to stand-up, leave the cooking to the professionals. But let's give credit where credit is due. Joey's culinary catastrophe served up a healthy dose of humor, whether he intended it or not. It's a classic sitcom trope, a character with no culinary skills whatsoever trying to cook, and the ensuing chaos. It's a recipe for laughter, pun absolutely intended. And here's the moral of the story, folks. If you're ever in a bind for a good laugh, just remember Joey's flounder tarts. It's the perfect reminder that sometimes the road to comedy hell is paved with good intentions and fish-filled pastries. Remember, if all else fails in your sitcom, just have a character cook something disgusting. Comedy genius. Well, there you have it, another episode of Full House, another handful of questionable life lessons. Let's take a moment to mull over the wisdom we've just witnessed. First up, we have the fraternity fiasco. DJ takes on the role of Kimmy's savior, teaching us all a lesson about the dangers of drunk driving. It's a noble effort, for sure, but it's wrapped up in a package of unconvincing melodrama and Kimmy's sudden miraculous change of heart. It's almost as if Full House is saying, hey, just explain why something is bad and people will immediately change their ways. If only life were that simple. Then we have the forgiveness fumble. Michelle, Nikki, and Alex give us a crash course in forgiveness, but it's a lesson that's conveniently resolved within the span of a 20-minute episode. Again, if only real-life issues could be wrapped up so neatly. And let's not forget Joey's culinary catastrophe. The show tries to force a laugh with Joey's misguided attempt at culinary creativity. It's a classic Full House move, using humor to gloss over the gaping holes in its life lessons. So next time you're in need of moral guidance, just remember, Full House has all the answers. Or, you could just read a book.